it looks like we may get a decent accumulation here. So welcome back to the Sawmill, friends. We're under a winter storm advisory, whatever that means. The first thing they told us earlier in the week was going to get 18 inches of snow, then 15 inches, then 3 inches. Now they're saying 4 inches and 1 inch of ice. I would rather have the snow over the ice, to be honest with you. An ice storm causes a lot of problems. So anyways, we got the farm ready for this possible storm. I got the generators on standby. But the one thing I don't have is diesel fuel. The diesel tank down here at the sawmill is empty, so let's head over to Virginia and fill that up. And while we're there, we'll stop at my favorite restaurant and get some barbecue. You guys hang in there. All right, guys, it looks like the snow was finally here. Let me show you. What's coming down now, it's not laying on the ground just yet. And they say, you know how they are, we're supposed to get now 2 inches by midnight and maybe some ice on top of that. But who knows? They've changed their mind all week about this winter storm. I'm not sure what it's going to do. And as always, remember what Papa John used to say, don't believe what they say. He was usually right about that. Don't believe them. But I tell you what, I'm not sure what to believe, to be honest with you. I've been on 3 different weather apps this afternoon and 2 different weather guys on YouTube, and everybody's saying something different. I'm not sure what's going to do. But I do have my heated jacket on here, guys, and this is not sponsored or nothing like that. These jackets are nice and they work. I got this on Amazon. It was about $99. It's got 3 different settings. Red is really hot, white is medium, and blue is just kind of keeps you warm. And this jacket's nice right here. I tell you what, guys, especially in this cold weather. The setting for red, which is the hot as it would go, if I can find it, there we go. It will last like 6 hours on that setting according to the maker of this jacket. Works really good. If you're interested, I'll leave a link down below to Amazon. It's where I got mine. A few days ago, we had a major electrical event at my house. The main breaker just about caught on fire. We didn't have power for about 2 days, and my electrician that I hired, Joe, who does all my electrical work here at the farm, he was wearing one of these jackets, and he said it worked really good, and he works out these elements every day, so that's why I thought I'd try it. This is day number 3 of having this jacket on. And I'll tell you what, guys, it makes a difference. It won't burn you up or nothing like that, but it really makes a good psychological difference for you if you're working outside. It doesn't keep your arms warm, unfortunately, but it does keep your chest and your back warm. I'd take a look at it if you work outside a lot. It may be something you want to grab. All right, so first thing on the list, we're working on this beam that we sawed in the last video. I need to cut it to length. And I would usually use that nice jig that I have for my chainsaw, but the clamps are only 12 inches, and this thing's 18 inches tall. So we're just gonna eyeball it and get it pretty close, and that will be good enough. Once we get that done, we'll go ahead and put it in place, which will be about right there, as far as where it's gonna go under the circle mill, and then we'll put the clamp on it and see how it looks and make sure the clearances are okay. And then we're gonna head over here and warm up to 70 and saw one more beam, and that will give us 2 dogs for the circle sawmill. And I think that's gonna be enough for now. I think maybe later on I'll do a third one, but for right now, 2 will be plenty. The first log we're gonna put on this circle sawmill is gonna be these big old poplars I got the other day. They're about 30 inch on the diameter. I think they'll go pretty good on this circle mill. But hopefully if the weather holds off and it's not too bad tomorrow or Monday, we can get back down here, get the circle mill going, and saw our first log on it. But if we get about 2 inches of ice tonight and several inches of snow and more tomorrow, it might be a few days. We'll go ahead and mark one line on the top face and on the side that I'll be cutting from, and hopefully that'll be good enough or give me a decent line to follow, and it won't look too crooked. And somebody asked me in the last video if I was going to burn these. I need to hold that on there tighter. If one of you guys will hold that, I sure would appreciate it. My goodness, that's crooked right there. That's going to have to do. I'm not going to be real picky about this. But anyways, one of you guys in the last video asked me if I was going to burn these to match these beams that the sawmill's sitting on, and probably not, because these are going to be covered in wood chips. There's going to be wood chips flying everywhere at this sawmill, and you probably won't hardly be able to see these, to be honest with you. Let's check this, see how close I got it. Well, looky there, guys. As far as freehanding goes, that ain't too bad at all, my goodness. I think we're going to go with about 9 foot in length. If you guys will hold that, I sure would appreciate it. I am fighting batteries today. I've changed the batteries twice in this camera already. When it comes to cold weather, I tell you what, these action cameras, the batteries, they don't last long at all. And I've tried everything. I've tried hand warmers, high dollar batteries that are supposed to be good for cold weather. None of them seem to work. If there was a good option out there, I would have it by now, I'll tell you what. Come on now. Stay right there. Well, that one's not as good as the other one, but nobody will never know it. It looks straight, so that's good enough. All right, guys, test number 1. Let's pull this mill back here and make sure that put the clutch on there. Make sure the blades clear this beam right here. See how good my measurement was. Okay, we're in good shape right there. But now the real test. Let's put the log dog on there And if that clears it, we can go ahead and mount it to this beam. All right, I got 3 of these. But this one right here needs that riser installed on it. I'll do that off camera. Let's see if this works. I don't know, that might be pretty close. Now if I messed up on this and the blades do hit these dogs, we're still in good shape. I can raise this up where the clearance is about 1/4 of an inch. I think that's what Mobile says. And then we'll set our end collars on all the 4 posts so we can never go below that level. But I think we may clear it. Famous last words. Let me see here. We're looking good right now. Okay. Ooh, that's close right there. That is close. My goodness, that's close. Well, if you guys can tell, the clearance is about 1/8 of an inch. It needs to be 1/4 of an inch. Not too bad. I'm about 1 inch now on the clearance. Let's check it all again. So going that way, we're okay. Coming back. It's pretty close on those edger blades right there. But I think we're okay. I'm gonna go up 1 more turn just to be sure. All right, should be in good shape right there. And if you're curious about this, that's not how I'm gonna raise this sawmill up and down with that crank handle. It does have a motor, and I got 2 batteries to go to that motor, and it has a button right there that you push to move it up and down. I just haven't hooked that up just yet. Let's go ahead also and move this sawmill over. That way I can put the dog more toward the middle here, not on the very edge. All right, guys, y'all still with me? Had another camera issue. My battery went dead again, and my backup batteries wouldn't even turn the camera on. So I had to run over to the clock house and charge up this battery to 50% just to get it to turn back on. Who knows how long it's gonna last. So over the course of the past hour, while I've been juggling batteries around, the snow has kept on falling, guys. Covering up the ground pretty good. It looks like we may get a decent accumulation here. The hayfield's not covered up yet. If you're wondering why my truck's sitting there, when I get done down here tonight, I'm gonna park the truck down here beside the sawmill, so if I have to leave or go out and get something, the county road is right there and I can head straight out of here. And the county does a decent job of scraping this road, but since I've said that, they probably won't know it this year and look over me. But as far as the snow goes, coming down pretty good, looking pretty nice out here. So while I was charging up this battery, I made a few adjustments to this beam right here. Let me show you. So the beam was not level. I had to lift it up and put a wedge underneath it. That's wide oak right there. We're in pretty good shape now, and I think I got it exactly where I want it. It's about the middle of the beam as far as the position goes. And I think it looks pretty good right there. I can always move this if I don't like it. I got some lad bolts that I'm going to use to attach it to the beam so it doesn't move any. I got to find those. I can't remember where I put them. And let's crank it back where I had it. So guys, unfortunately, it looks like I'm done for the day. I'm tired of fighting these cameras. And the one I'm using right now is showing 20% on the battery right now, 20%. If any of you guys out there have any tips on keeping your batteries warm as far as cold weather goes, please let me know down in the comments. I run a DJI action camera and a couple of GoPros, and both of them they last no time in cold weather. They go dead before you know it. Today's been the worst day I've ever had with the camera. All the batteries have gotten drained, and several of them drained themselves almost completely when I put them in the camera. I'm not sure what the problem is, guys, to be honest with you. I'm not sure what the problem is. Now, I go through this every winter, And I watch tons of videos on YouTube with other people making videos talking about how they keep their cameras warm. And I see guys all the time with GoPros at the North Pole and places and up in Alaska doing videos. How are you guys keeping your cameras going? I don't see how the batteries don't get zapped completely within a few minutes, but maybe I'm missing something. So if any of you guys got any tips out there, please leave me a comment down below.